How's it going, everyone? It's David here, and it's time again to build another Nanocoaster. This time it's going to be something pretty special, as today I am going to be building the Steel Phantom that originally operated at Kennywood from 1991 to 2000. This is pretty exciting to be building a defunct Nanocoaster. Well, mostly defunct. Parts of it are still in operation as fans' revenge, but this is still going to be really cool. So let's get straight into it and open up the box. And this is the best we can do for a box for this Nanocoaster. For this particular model, it is not sold at the park. It is sold specifically on Coasterdynamix website, and I believe it's still available if you go check, and I'll leave a link down in the description below. But yeah, you cannot get this at Kennywood, and thus there's no proper packaging with it like most other Nanocoasters. So instead we just have it in an envelope. But it's not what the box is, it matters what it is on the inside. So before we start building, I first want to go over the tools that I will be using to help build this. So you don't need many tools to help build these Nanocoasters. I just have a regular pair of scissors to help open up the packaging. I have some micro precision scissors to help cut out any excess metal and to help bend the pieces. I have the cap of a pen to help peel off the base, and I have a mini flashlight just in case it's hard to see any small or tight areas that need some fine adjusting or placement. Alright, let's get things started and let's start opening up the package. Okay, so this is everything inside of the package. We have the base, the metal pieces for the coaster, we have our instructions, and then I never saw this before building one of these Nanocoasters. It recommends you using a nail clipper to cut out the pieces from the metal. Now, some Nanocoasters that I have built, the pieces have been pre-cut out, but for others, including this one, they are part of one metal sheet and you do have to cut them out. I've been using the micro precision scissors before, and I might be using the nail clippers later if that's what they do recommend. So, yep, let's begin taking the stuff out. So the next thing I will be doing is I'm going to scrape off the sticky material on the base. You can build the coaster first and then peel it off later, but I found that to be trickier. I'd rather just do that first. So we're going to peel this off the base first. Alright, I have now cut out the base. If you can see the outline of where the ride is supposed to go and the little holes, that's where you're going to put the little tabs in from the pieces, and then underneath you are going to be bending them so that they stay in place. This is just like any other nano coaster. So following the instructions, it says after removing that you're going to be building the helix first as part of step 2. So I'm going to follow along step by step, and yeah, let's actually start building the Steel Phantom Nano Coaster. So I actually see what they mean about using nail clippers. To get it off of the metal plate, I still recommend doing the micro precision scissors. But the nail clippers are good for actually clipping off exposed little pieces of metal that were previously connecting to the metal sheet. And I actually quite like that idea. In fact, I'm going to be probably using this more often for future nano coaster builds. So let's put our first piece in place, shall we? Alright, so far we have the beginning of the station and then the final helix. This black portion is supposed to represent the ground. After all, Steel Phantom was a terrain coaster. And I will say, just after through one piece, this is becoming pretty tricky. I had to bend the helix just right. See, it's not a perfect circle. So I had to take it out and rebend it and reset all the tabs at once. And once I got that, then I folded them. And then I folded them so they could be positioned underneath. Alright, so after all that, it looks like the Steel Phantom Nanocoaster is now complete. Or I should say mostly complete. So far, this has been the hardest Nanocoaster that I had to build. Not only do you have to worry about the coaster and the supports itself, but also with this black part, which basically acts as the terrain. And as I was working along with this, like trying to bend the pieces, it wouldn't go in quite right. I later found out that when this was shipped, it was slightly bent, and I don't know how long it was held in that position. So a lot of the pieces couldn't go fully into the slots, so had to improvise. And if you could see at the bottom, you'd still see the little metal plates at the very bottom. But I would say from a distance, which is what this model is going to be, at least at my house, it looks okay. I think it looks pretty good. I will admit this is not my best Nanocoaster work, but I think it still turned out really well. It's still pretty nifty that I have the Steel Phantom as a model. I mean, that's pretty awesome in itself, and it follows the track layout pretty well. I will say this one portion here that goes right above the brake run, in real life I don't think there was a bunny hop that sharp and that high, but other than that, everything else is pretty accurate. So what do you guys think of the Steel Phantom Nanocoaster? Make sure you let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it and subscribe for more content. And with that being said, thank you all for riding, and I'll see you next time.